Going on, y'all? Yeah, I want to make this quick video, man. Just a quick little reference video for those that are just getting into guns, trying to find a self-defense pistol, first time shooters, stuff like that. Keep in mind, some of these brands here, they also make rifles, but we're not talking about rifles. We're just saying we're gonna go with the pistols, and these are the companies. See, these are some of the companies that produce handguns. And I broke them down into tiers. So lower level brands, mid-tier brands, and high-end brands. Now, the way I classified it is, you're gonna have some of these high-end brands here. They also make budget pistols, but they weren't originally known to make budget guns. So I put them as high-end still, even though they are branched over, and they do make mid-level, mid-price guns, and they also still make high-end guns. And a lot of these mid-tier brands, they're known for being in a certain they're in the mid-echelon of price range. So let me start with the lower tier guns, lower tier handgun brands. A lot of times the lower tier ones, you'll find them for like $150 to like maybe $300 a lot of the times. And hipoint is one of them. You can find the hipoints for like $160. Price probably went up a little bit more over the years. I had bought my hipoint C9. I paid $140 for it, man, back in 2008, brand new. So you find like a lot of these lower tier brands, you'll find these are used in a lot of crimes most of the time because they're so easy to get because they're cheap. But on the streets, I remember New York, man, like people had high points. They were selling fucking high points for like $700 fucking dollars and shit, man. Street price, because they know it's in demand on the streets. You can make these motherfuckers that be illegally selling guns, they making a killing off them high points because they go out of state and get them legally for like $150 a piece. And they say they get like 5 of them. And then they come back to New York or something like that, Baltimore or something. They sell them for like $600-700 a piece. They making thousands of dollars in profits, man, off of these high points. So a lot of murders and shit you be seeing, you're not gonna really see them with Berettas and shit. You're gonna see them with like high points, Kel-Tecs, Phoenixes, and Taurus. These are this lower echelon of brands. And to make my point, in New York City, the last few shootings of cops and shit like that, sky pistols. You saw the pictures on the news and everything. So, these don't necessarily mean that these guns are bad guns, but my experience, these brands here, you're probably gonna find the most problematic. If you might get more lemons or something might break faster with these genre guns. Not all the time though, because the sky pistols I've seen a lot of torture test videos where they kept running after they was really like neglected and beat down, ran over with trucks. I saw a high point torture test that still was running. So my high point has been great over the years. I think it jammed maybe 2 times since I owned it, and it runs everything I shoot. Sky pistols are pretty good. Sky is really like Sky pistols were birthed from Kel-Tecs because the same person that worked at Kel-Tec, he left the company and created Sky Pistols, which is not far from the Kel-Tec manufacturing company plant. And he just took some of the tooling. If you look at the Sky Pistols and the Kel-Tecs, they look damn near almost identical in sizes, dimensions, and everything. Some differences there, but you'll see the resemblance. Phoenix Arms. They make like little 22s and 25s. Jimenez arms. I even own one of those. I own a little 22 Jimenez. I have a star next to it because Jimenez is going through some things. Jimenez arms is also part of what we know as the Saturday Night Ring of Fire companies. So is Phoenix Arms. That's one of them too. It was a bunch of them back in the days. It wasn't Jimenez at the time. It was Jennings. It was Jennings Arms, Phoenix. Before it was Phoenix, it was Jennings, Davis, Cobra, Brico, Sundance. Those was all like Ring of Fire, low level $50, $60 guns you could buy off the street and use them to kill somebody and toss them. That's what those were. And him and his arms, I have a star next to it because they are going through like a transition because they were sued into bankruptcy, but they are still around, but they changed their name and they're not into production quite yet. They're known, I think, as they changed the name to I forgot the name, but it's not him and his arms anymore. It's another. They changed the name so many fucking times. It's a new name now, but they're trying to stop them. The government, I think, is trying to stop them from selling guns under that name as well. So I have to get some more information on that. Beretta, a lot of people know Berethas as the Beretta Thunder 380 series. Those are supposed to be like clones of the Walther PPK, but in a lot of ways, the Beretta Thunder is better than the Walther. Won't get into that in this video, but do the research, you'll see. Berettas, like I said, they're considered in the lower tier. I put them in the low tier because most of them are like $350. You're not gonna really find much more than that. You might find some Berettas models cross over to mid tier, like the Beretta Thunder 45s and the 9s. They might be about $400, $385 around that, but no more than that. Taurus, I bought a few new ones. I had some bad luck with Taurus in the past, but I'm here to help them gain their redemption again. So, check that out later. Taurus, they seem like they're turning over a new leaf, coming out with they're more quality firearms. Their quality controls much better than it used to be, so it seems. Some people are complaining about the Taurus G3C having feeding issues with hollow points, so you might have to look into that and be a little bit mindful of that. If you feel like that, go with the G2C. I'm not sure what they did to the G3C why it's having issues feeding hollow points. My G2C hasn't had that issue. It fed hollows. It definitely feeds full metal jackets. Taurus also has budget revolvers. Most Taurus guns run 250, 230 to like maybe like the lower end guns, maybe 250 to maybe like 350. Some Tauruses I've seen, maybe because the prices are, the guns are in demand, the gun prices are really high. I've seen some Taurus 1911s in the $700 range, and they never were that high. Taurus 1911 used to be $550 around that range, and now they're skyrocketing into like the mid-tier gun prices, almost some a little bit over into the high end. Cobra Arms, that's another one of those very low level, I would say even lower than hipoint companies that's kind of associated with Jimenez and Phoenix. Cobra used to make 380s, and I haven't seen any new ones. I'm not sure if they make them anymore, but they still make the little Derringers, the little flip open 22s. You can find those on Buds. They make them in 38s, 9, different low caliber, little 2-shot, little Derringers. They make those. Diamondback, when they came out, they had the little 380 that was kind of like a miniature Glock, almost. They were running off that scheme, and that pistol, a lot of people had problems with it, and they since came out with a DB9, and I think that's okay now. But I would still put Diamondback in this category of low-tier gun brands, because none of their guns run more than $400, probably a little less, and they're not known for really being the staple for reliability, So here we go to mid-tier brands. We got Stoeger. I threw them in there because I should have put them in the low budget and low tier, because the Stoeger pistols that's out now, they run like $300. They don't run any more than that. But they had a Stoeger model, the Cougar, that was running about $400. So I put them in mid-tier because Stoeger is associated with Benelli. So that's associated with quality. So that's why I put Stoeger in the mid-tier. Glock, obviously, everybody knows Glocks for their reliability. Glocks run, you're not going to find any Glocks the basic Glocks. You're not going to find any basic Glocks for no more than $600. The 45s and the 10 millimeters, those cost the most, in the like $580 to $600 range. The 9 and the 40 caliber Glocks and the 380s, those are gonna run you about $400 to like $550. Smith and Wesson, another mid-tier company, they also have 1911s that jump into the high end price range as well. But for the most part, most Smith and Wesson handguns outside of the revolvers you're gonna run you about $350-ish to like maybe $600, $550, $600. Ruger's is probably a little different from the others on this list almost, because you can find some Rugers for $250, but the thing is with Ruger, they're known for their quality at a very good price. So I had to put them in mid tier because when they came out, they weren't always making $200 pocket pistols, and they were making $400 Ruger P95s and P89s that was really good guns, that was tanks. So Ruger is one of the most reliable gun companies out there for the money. So if you're looking for something that don't cost a lot, you can go for Ruger, man. Ruger's a little cheaper than the Glock. You know, you can find a Ruger American pistol or Security 9 running for about $380-ish to like $420, around that, $430. Canik, a very popular gun, man. This gun has been taking off, man. That's a Turkish-made gun. I have a Canik TP9 full-size, excellent pistol, man. They're coming out. They have other variations of it. You can't go wrong with Canik, man. It's a budget gun, mid-tier. I think you can find your Caniks they start at, I seen them at as cheap as maybe $380, $360. They can go up to I seen the competition ones running into like $700. So, but for the most part, most Canik pistols, the models are going to run you from $350-ish to like $430-ish, around that. Steyr, very excellent gun. That's an Austrian brand. Oh man, I've been looking for a Steyr. Every time I go to the gun shop, I can't ever find them, and that's one of my next pistols, a Steyr. What's it called? The C9A1, and they got a bigger one. It's two sizes of Steyrs. They're gonna run you probably a little more than a Glock, maybe about $550, $560, around that price. Springfield Armory, known for the XD series, XDE, now the Hellcat. They're mid-tier, running around the same price as Glocks, sometimes give or take. You can find Springfield XDs going for like $350 to like maybe $400. Then you got the other ones, the Hellcat, about $350, almost $400. You know, and then the Mod 2s, the XDM is gonna run you a little more, maybe $600-ish. Sometimes I think I seen one for like $675. So the XDMs are a little bit more pricier than the regular XDs, but it's worth it. Check them out. Arex. A lot of you don't know what Arex are. Look them up. Arex, they make the Rex 01 pistols, and then the Delta. The Rex 01 are the steel. They're like modeled after the SIGs. So you might find them look kind of like SIG, like aluminum frame. The Deltas are the polymer pistols that's made to compete with the Glocks and stuff. So the Deltas cost a little less than the Rex Zeros. You know, they cost, maybe you can catch a Delta for about $400, $450. FN Herstal, you know, they make the 5.7. That would be high-end price range, but most of the FN pistols are running you maybe $550 to maybe $650, around that. The FN 509, excellent pistols. Go check out FN Herstal. They're right on par with Glock, Smith & Wesson, and all these companies like that, Springfield. IWIs, that's a company known for making the IWIs, like Slash Magnum Research, has had their hands in the Desert Eagle, I believe. They also make the Jericho pistols, the all steels, and they have some polymer pistols too. They run probably like in the 5-ish to 6s as well. So you don't really hear too many people talking about Jerichos that much, but they still out there. Very good guns. Rock Island Armory, same thing. You might find those. That's like those a Filipino company. They make mostly like steel frame 1911s. I'm not sure if Rock Island came out with any polymer pistols yet, but you can get some cheap 1911s, maybe 550. Over the years, the prices have went up with their quality. They have some pretty decent revolvers, a little lower end revolvers. The M206 revolvers, those run maybe about 250, 300 bucks. So now, we got some high end pistols brands here. Dan Wesson, they make 1911s. Man, the 19, I think the cheapest Dan Wesson I've seen, 1,300, 15. Am I wrong? I think I'm tripping. I think the cheapest Dan Wesson 1911 I've seen was maybe $2,000. I think that's the cheapest. I've seen them for about 3 G's, man. So, I mean, that's not really ideal for a first-time shooter to go get a $2,000 1911 pistol. So I'm just putting them up there. Sig Sauer, they also make mid-tier guns as well. They recently over the years jumped into the polymer market, striker fired polymer pistols to compete with, get some of that Glock mark, to get some of that mid-tier price market. So, they got the SIG P320, the P365, the steel guns is the P229, P226, P2220, which I think they stopped making that. But those are the high end, running about 1,100, 1,200 bucks. They're polymer pistols. Some of the polymer pistols even run about 1,000, like the SIG P320X Spectra. That's gonna run you about $1,000, but mostly they run you about, the polymer SIG is gonna run you about, I've seen them as low as 400, 450. They're gonna to maybe about 6. Heckle and Koch. A lot of people call it Koch, but it's really Koch. Heckle and Koch, right on par with Sig Sauer. They're known for the HK. I think they make the VP9, HK, SK2000. That's the small subcompact. Heckle and Koch make quite a bit of pistols. I forgot the other one that they make. I don't remember the other pistols that Heckle and Koch make. I think it's the HK9, I think, or it's the VP9. I know it's the HK P30. I think that's one of them, the P30, yeah. But HK is an excellent gun company. A little pricey. I wouldn't recommend it as a first gun, but later on down the line, when you get comfortable with guns, then you gotta get your HK. Next, we got Walther, or Walther, German, however you want to pronounce it. I put them in the high-end bracket because of that PPK, man. Those run like 800 bucks. And the PPK to me is a terrible gun, man. I've shot it, always giving me fucking slide bite. It's a 380. It's very high quality though, beautiful piece, but it's just sometimes it acts up, it jams. Depends on the ammo. It's very ammo sensitive. But Walther also jumps into the polymer market with their Walther PPQ, the P22s, PPS, like that. So they also jumped into that market of polymer guns because they know it's money there. Reliable guns though. Walthers are high quality, so definitely you can get if you're a first time shooter, you can get a Walther for about 450, 500 bucks. Beretta, high quality, high end gun, known for the PT90, the Beretta 92 FS, the Beretta M9, the military version of the 92. They also now have polymers as well. So I put them here because they were known for their high-end guns. Now, Beretta is in the mid-tier market too because they have the Beretta APX series, APX Centurion, and APX Carry. So those run you about 350. You can find an APX for about 350, the lowest, the highest 420. And then Cobra Arms. This company here is owned by Koreans. They're very tight guns when you buy them. I wouldn't recommend them as a first handgun. The springs are tight. The little cars seem to cause issues with break-ins, and you have to really shoot the hell out of them. And even then, it's the 380 ones is really the problem ones. The 9s, you just got to shoot them, get a good 200 round break in, it should be fine. But car pistols, man, you're going to have to work the spring. I recommend people work the spring when they first buy them. Work them home, rack the slide, loosen up the spring. They are very, very tight guns. I mean, I don't know why Car made those tolerances on that pistol, on their gun so hard, so high. Put it like that. Last but not least, we got CZ. I put CZ here because they make high-end guns. You have the CZ, damn, there's so many models. The stainless steel models. You got the CZ P07 duties. Those would be mid-tier polymers. The CZ P10, CZ 75. You got the CZ Rammy pistols. Those are all excellent guns, and most of them are mid-tier, and you might find some of the higher end ones cost you maybe $1,000, $900. And that's just a quick rundown, man. Hope y'all enjoyed that. So this is for the new shooters, man. This is for y'all. Go look at these brands yourself, and go look at some videos on YouTube. If you're looking for these cheaper guns, there's torture videos on them. Mid-tiers, some of these have torture videos, and so do these. SIGs and some Beretta tortures and Walthers. But for the most part, man, for first shooters, new shooters, I would stick with these brands here. Specifically, I would stick with Glock, Smith & Wesson, Ruger, Canik, Springfield, and effing Herstal. Those are the ones. So pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The big 6. If you don't have a lot of money and you can't spend $400 on a pistol, but you need something that's going to work, or you got to make sure it works. You have to take it. All guns, though, no matter what brand, you got to take them to the range. You have to make sure they function. Put at least 500 rounds through your new gun, because any of these brands could fail. Even Glock, you just have to make sure. You can get a lemon. You don't know. You don't just want to load your gun and put it in your safe, and you don't know if it runs. You have to take it. You have to practice with it, get proficient. You have to make sure they function. I don't care if it's a damn Wesson. I don't care if it's a Glock. I don't care if it's a SIG. I don't care if it's a Kel-Tec. You take them and you shoot them, and you must make sure they run. Your family and your life depends on it. And these low-end brands, my recommendations would be, from my knowledge and from the knowledge of other people and my personal experience, I would probably go with the Sky pistol. I can't recommend the Kel-Tec as a option because they got rid of the P11, which was an excellent gun. They have a P15 that's out, but it just came out. We can't prove the reliability of it yet. Phoenix Arms, they don't make viable pistol caliber guns. That's for self-defense. Phoenix, Beretta, they don't really have high capacity. I can't find any brand new. I don't think they make the Thunder 9s anymore. So the only options I can really recommend here is Sky and Taurus. Look into the Sky and Taurus if you want to spend no more than $300. If $300 is your max, look into Sky and Taurus pistols. $500-$600 is your max. Glock, Smith & Wesson, Ruger, Canik, Springfield, and effing Herstal. You got a lot of money to drop on the high ends. Sig Sauer, Heckler & Koch, Beretta, and Walther. This is Rebel Life. I'm out.